tonight. We've got a no-gi match between these ladies.
Yes, and
Katie making her Toro Cup debut.
definitely a very active competitor. If you follow jiu-jitsu on any serious level, you've probably seen her on something or another.
I have commentated many of her fights.
If you follow Toro Cup, you're probably very familiar with Miss Pepi. She also is very active in the Virginia area in terms of super fights and tournaments. A lot of finishes for her here at Toro Cup and elsewhere. So two dangerous ladies here.
Very seasoned competitors, and you can see that in how they're starting this match, feeling each other out, seeing what's going on.
And you've commentated a lot of Katie's matches. Where would you say her greatest strengths lie?
You know, she is great at countering, whether that's counter wrestling or countering subs to find a better position. It's really fun to watch because you can tell that she has really great positional awareness.
She's definitely an action bringer.
Yes.
She's always kind of like, I love when somebody's in the collar tie and they just immediately start pulling you down, trying to drag you. She always seems like she's trying to drag people down to the mat. There she goes again.
Yep, you see her, she's hanging heavy.
And Pepi's pulled a good bit in the past too, so we're seeing her wrestle more and more as her career's gone on as a grappler. She's shorn up that area of her game a lot. Probably the most hand fighting we've seen today. There's been a lot of chest-to-chest connection, a lot of pulling. There's not been a ton of neutral wrestling today so far.
A lot of quick pulls today.
Yeah, well, people want that. They want that money, Miss Kelsey.
I don't blame them. I would too. Just about 2 minutes into the match.
We're
still here on the
bonus
feet.
time, and we're still on the feet.
It's an interesting game, right? You have to figure out how long do you want to stand and how long do you want to wait before you get that started on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, especially in a non-point scenario, right? It's you feel like you're going for the takedown most of the time in these scenarios because it's putting you in a position where you feel like you can finish the match.
Yes.
Right? As opposed to maybe playing from a bottom position and trying to get a move from there. And when the women or the men are evenly matched on the feet like this, it becomes we go. It becomes a question of who's going to admit to themselves first that we're in a jiu-jitsu match. You know?
It is a ground game through and through.
And Katie's doing a good job of making Erika play on her back, not letting her come up to a seated. You see how badly she wants to come up to seated. So far, good job keeping the shoulders on the mat by Katie.
And she's looking for this outside pass.
I saw Pepi warming up in the back, and she was going under her coach's leg, looking at K-guard, looking at backside, 50-50.
Katie's got to get close enough for any of that to happen, though.
Yeah, and you know, I know you commentate a lot in that Texas area, and that head-to-head rumble style passing has become more and more popular lately. I think that's such a good method of dealing with that seated guard game. Now we got Katie playing the full guard.
Good little tricky sweep there.
Yeah.
And Katie's got some long legs, too. I mean, they both do. So I'd be looking for this high guard.
Yeah, in the matches that I have seen of Katie's on Flow, she appears to be very flexible.
Yes.
Very athletic and, like, able to turn on and off the speed really well. Sometimes you think she's kind of cooked, she's kind of done, and then she gets explosive really suddenly again. And you see this kind of rubber guard-esque look here. There's not a lot of people that can overhand that over the back. A lot of people you see grabbing that underhand.
I like this overhook she's going for right here.
Yeah, it's classic jiu-jitsu, right? We Andrew and I have like a recurring theme on commentary when it comes to no-gi about how seemingly limited no-gi full guard can be, and then somebody comes along and is like, wait, no. There's all the old stuff works. You just have to know how to set it up.
You are preaching to a closed guard queen right here. This is my jam.
Yeah, I love no-gi closed guard myself. I mean, we're not seeing any variation so far from Katie. She's not looking like she's trying to go anywhere else other than breaking the posture.
Erika working this body lock.
And you see her trying to scoot more and more to that side where she's got that wrist controlled. Yep. Katie's trying to feed up that triangle. She's still working that overhook from before.
I'd like to see some off-balancing, maybe a potential sweep attempt.
I think it's so hard to sweep an opponent in this skill category at advanced, whatever you want to call it, black belt, with a hip bump sweep, but you have to show it. You have to remind them that it's there.
Yep.
And make them address it so that other stuff can appear, right?
A little,
and so, and if you mix up the timing, you might still be able to hip bump sweep. There's a reason why it's still being taught.
little hint of respect.
Yeah.
I do like that high guard position. I wish she would try a little bit more from there. Erika's doing a great job, though.
Yeah, Erika's always got her head on the inside position. She's not allowing Katie to push her head away from the chest line, and that's what's keeping her in the attack. Even when she's on her knees, even when her posture is broken, even when one of her arm is beaten, she's still so far forward that she's able to just get her weight through that triangle.
Ooh, we've got a little butterfly hook on the inside.
And this is probably something that Katie's been really looking for. I did watch some of her matches at Atlanta, and she did hit a few shoulder crunch sweeps that I saw.
Okay.
And that's a pretty popular move right now for a reason. You see her looking up under the arm there. She's not quite flat on her back here, which is nice, right? Like if you're not flat completely on your back, you're working an angle. You're looking at something.
Erika looking to hop over this leg, too.
She's not respecting this rubber guard look at all. She says, you know what, I'm just going to go right on through here. Thanks, appreciate it.
Well, and it's like modified rubber guard. She's almost looking for a triangle from here.
Yeah, definitely. These surgically repaired knees are grimacing at this position, but...
Well, and typically you see an underhook of the ankle here as well,
right,
rather than just holding.
Coming up from the right side, too, so it's across.
I'm curious if this is something she specifically had been working.
Well, it's certainly more oppressive to come from over, I would think. It's just that you're putting pressure on the weakest part of your foot and your knee, so I think that's probably why it's not commonly done. But just like I said before, I've seen her matches. I know she's very flexible, so it's not surprising that she's able to operate here comfortably. But it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds right now. There's not any points on the board. The match is actually closer than it appears. Either girl kind of sliding one way or the other, making a key mistake here, could result in 4 points on the board easily.
Yeah. And Katie's been working her guard quite a bit, but she's working her guard off of a sweep from Erika a couple minutes ago.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're absolutely right. More evenly matched than it may look.
And there's not been a lot of, like Katie's been setting up attacks. She hasn't been setting up elevation, weight management, changing the direction of where Erika's trying to navigate to.
We got full butterfly going on.
Yeah, and this seems like Katie's a little more uncomfortable here than she was in full guard. It can be a little hard to operate from here when the back is already locked up with the S grip and you are just like, how do I get my hips back? She needs to make a little space here to re-guard. But she's going to try to stay chest to chest. She's going to try to scoot up under maybe and go for this butterfly sweep. There it is.
Oh!
She didn't quite get the arm. The post was allowed to intervene there. Shoulder crunch.
I do love a good shoulder crunch.
It's the best, isn't it? It's just like a feeling. It's a move. It's one of those moves that you hit and you go, I know jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I can do a shoulder crunch. There's nothing you could have done to stop that.
Erika doing a good job keeping Katie flat here.
I mean, she's respecting the shoulder crunch. She's not allowing any of her weight to leave the mat, and it's still very hard to deal with. Even when you're playing it with 100% respect and if you're not making your number one priority, sinking the elbow back in and getting your arm back, it's going to be a bothersome thing to deal with the entire time, especially if this elbow gets under her chin. Then she's really going to have some problems.
Katie opting for closed guard again.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left, it feels to me like they are going to go to overtime unless this shoulder crunch can pan out for Beiirut-Kloth.
Yep, Erika's got to watch her balance here. She's leaning a little forward.
Yeah.
Real easy to just take somebody up and over.
She has her elbow back. And that may have been her intention with putting that weight so far forward, was just to get some of the pressure off of her arm. Almost like a sorcerer grip from Katie Beiirut-Kloth.
Sorcerer grip?
Yeah, that's when you do like the double arm bar with like both feet rubber guard. I promise you I didn't just make that up.
My favorite is commentating 10th Planet matches
That's
and
the
then
10th
hearing
Planet thing.
burrito grip,
Yeah.
which is just a 2-on-1.
It just means 2
Yes.
on 1. Yes, of course.
But I'm like, oh, a burrito grip. Yes.
He got him with the chili dog. You're like, what is? I
Ooh.
guess he did. Katie hopping over to mount quick in OT. She's almost cleared this mount here, and Barbara looks like she's getting ready to give it to her. She might settle here.
Ooh.
That is
there
it.
There it is.
In OT, Katie Kloth manages to get on top in the mount and score 4 off the board.
Great match from these
Snuck
ladies.
it out of there.